From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
I've never seen Huffine in worse condition, even like during blizzards where you're cutting trail.
Winter already going strong. Drivers navigating snow-covered roads all across the area. We have more. And famed Montana State football coach, player, and ambassador Sonny Holland being remembered after passing away this weekend. Look at his life and accomplishments coming up at 6:36. It is 6:30 now. Chet Lehman, Matt Elwell with you here. One of the finest men I ever had a chance to interview.
Sonny Holland. Yeah, I've heard that so many places.
Absolutely,
I never had the
genuinely nice man.
Yeah.
Genuinely nice man.
He's going to be missed.
Loyal to a T to Montana State University
awesome.
and to the city of Butte.
We'll hear more about that coming up soon.
Yep. Meantime, wind is blowing,
it
continuing
is,
outside.
And we're going to see some blowing and drifting of snow bundle up on the way outside. The wind chills may not be frigid, but when you also add in the stinging snow, yeah, it's going to make a difference. Temperatures this morning into the 20s and 30s for most of the area, but that only tells part of the story. Our wind chills generally down into the teens and single digits this morning. We're not looking at fresh snow. We're just moving the old snow from one place to the other. Daytime highs expected to be near the freezing mark. Mostly cloudy to partly cloudy skies for today. Coming up in our main weather segment, we'll talk about how much snow we picked up and when we may see that next round heading our direction. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, 6:31, our top story this half hour. A lot of people struggled to make it to work or school yesterday as local plowing crews struggled to cope with the overnight snow. DAN's Kristen Merkel shares one Bozeman resident's experience on those snowy roads.
Big retailers as well as small retailers are recognizing that people are worried about inflation.
Small businesses are feeling the weight of inflation.
The holiday season is actually pretty important in terms of the overall economy.
And during this time of year, small mom and pop shops are reliant on holiday spending.
We're expected to, as a country, spend over $1 trillion on holiday sales. That's 5% of GDP, or 5% of everything we produce.
And with inflation increasing the price of goods by sometimes 8%, many people are turning towards shopping online and in big chain stores.
The Targets and the Walmarts have been really captivating. The toy business used to be they would have 2 or 3 aisles, and now they can have 15 or 20. And so it's hard for the small business owner, the small toy store owner, to compete sometimes, and we have to innovate. I'm Richard Scorman, and I'm the co-owner of Poor Richard's, Little Richard's, and Rico's in downtown Colorado Springs.
This is Little Richard's Toy Shop, a surviving toy store in what experts say is a dying retail industry.
So Christmas is the big part of our sales. It could be up to 60% of our sales for the whole year.
But this place is a living reminder of why it's important to think local this holiday season.
When they shop at a local store, 60 cents of every dollar stays in the community. We spend here, we hire, and there are people who spend here.
Richard has helped keep his business alive by carrying things big box stores might not actually carry.
And we've been preparing for this for months and months. We weren't sure if the supply chain was going to be hurt this year, and we were worried about, because last year toys were hanging out on boats from China, and so we bought a lot local. A lot from USA and from places local, and we have a good full stock right now.
They're dealing with the pandemic and supply chain issues the past couple of years. Richard believes stores like his can get through inflation by investing in their customer service.
You'll find that the people that work in locally owned bookstores are very knowledgeable. You know, they can really guide you to what you want, and some cases, you know, talk you into something cheaper than what you thought you were going to get. So that maybe is a little bit of an inflation buster. If you lose your small businesses in your communities, you're really losing your sense of character, your sense of place, and a fair amount of money that would get reinvested in the community goes away.
In Colorado Springs, I'm Thomas Hoppe.
All right, 6:34 now. The man who is often called the greatest bobcat of all time has passed away. This morning, we take a look at the impact Sonny Holland had across the state of Montana.
With both an end zone and statue immortalized after him, anyone who's been to a football game inside Bobcat Stadium knew who Sonny Holland was. He was a player, a coach, but more importantly, a friend to anyone who's a fan of the Bobcats. It's with a heavy heart that we share Coach Holland passed away over the weekend after what was a courageous battle with Parkinson's. He was 84.
his impact on this program, on this university, will last forever.
Known as the greatest Bobcat of them all, Allen Sonny Holland will always be one of the most revered figures in MSU history. From winning a national championship as a player to then doing so as a coach, his legacy within Bobcat football is eternal, touching the hearts of many even decades upon retirement.
He means a lot. The first time I met him, I was kind of like in awe. Like, we always touch the trophy out there, and you know, it's different when the physical presence is there and he has a chance to talk to you.
Born in 1938, Coach Holland was a graduate of Butte High School before moving to Bozeman in 1956 to play center for the Bobcats. Making an immediate impact as a freshman, it was that year the team won their first ever national title, cementing a share of the NAIA championship. Holland's coaching career started shortly after his playing days, where he did spend 2 seasons with the Bobcats as an assistant, but it wasn't until 1970 Holland was called home for what would be his final coaching stop, compiling 3 conference titles, and of course the program's second national championship.
Had the good fortune of getting to know him a little bit, be around him a little bit, but more so just learning about him from former players, from former colleagues, fans. He was one of a kind, not only as a player and a coach, but just as a person.
Following the 77 season, Holland traded in his whistle for an office role, serving as both the director of alumni relations and advisor to the university president. He retired in '92, but still remained close with the program, even leading up to his final month.
Saw him mid-season. I think it was the week of our first Weber game, and it was good to spend a little bit of time with him. We certainly want to take this as far as we could for Coach Holland.
And as new generations of players, coaches, and Bobcat fans learn about the blueprint Coach Holland laid decades ago, his legacy will live on forever inside the football program, especially knowing he'll always have a watchful eye over Bobcat Stadium. In honor of Sonny Holland and the impact he left on Montana State football, the team.
Again, Montana State Bobcats hosting William and Mary this Friday night as they advance in the playoffs. At game time, 8:15 p.m. That will be shown on ESPN2 as they have the playoff rights. As Ashley was saying there at the end of that story, by the way, the players, in honor of Sonny, will be wearing special stickers on their helmet for that game as well. Again, Sonny Holland passing away this past weekend. Well, a lot of people struggled to make it to work or school yesterday as the local plowing crews struggled to cope with the overnight snow. TN's Kristen Merkel shares one Bozeman resident's experience on those snowy roads.
As the snow continues to fall in Bozeman, snowplows are working hard to clear off the busier roads. But it's smaller roads like Ida Avenue in downtown Bozeman that need a little extra attention from the plows on days like today.
Kind of terrifying driving in that rush hour traffic in the morning with the roads in that condition.
JC Els has been a Bozeman resident for 34 years, so she is no stranger to bad road conditions. But this year, with all the snowfall, she has noticed bad road conditions getting worse.
This year alone, I've gotten stuck in my driveway. I got stuck 3 blocks from my driveway just this morning.
The Bozeman Street Superintendent John Vandelinder says snowplow drivers are out early working on clearing the main roads.
At 3 in the morning, we have a full crew come out doing all the snow routes, and we try to get all the roads ready so you can, if you get on one of the major roads, we call them arterials and collectors, you're able to get to work, school, hospital.
Vandelinder says although their staffing is in pretty good shape, they could always use a couple more, and it isn't required to have a commercial driver's license. Els believes roads leading to Big Sky need to be focused on more due to the number of workers driving out of Bozeman towards the canyon.
I've never seen Huffine in worse condition, even like during blizzards where you're cutting trail. We have so many workers going up to Big Sky, but those need to be focused on more now.
Vandelinder assures the residents the snowplow drivers are out working hard to keep the roads safe.
We're out there. You may not see us. If you get up at 3 in the morning, you certainly will see us. We're the big yellow trucks out there. But take your time. We live in Bozeman. Try to get to a major street because those are the ones that are cleared first. Try to not to cut through your residential streets because they have not been plowed yet.
And residents like Els will continue to take the main roads and hope for the best.
My car was just dragging the whole way there, and it was kind of a fun little trek. Got to see a little car get stuck.
In Bozeman, Kristen Merkel, MTN News.